Hi, and welcome to episode 25, where we end up soaked, starry-eyed, and seriously stuffed, our Disney holiday adventure. Hi, welcome to the continuing adventures of Two Gray Mice. I'm Meg.
And I'm Rob.
And we are Two Gray Mice. Hi, Rob.
Hi, Meg.
So we're finally back together again. Not that we've really been all that much apart, but we're back together again and relatively healthy.
I don't know what I'm supposed to say there.
Just respond, I suppose.
We were never apart.
No, just in the podcasting world. Anyway, we're back. We're better than ever, or at least we try to be. And we're going to spend some time today talking about our holiday adventure, how we got absolutely drenched, ate lots of amazing food, saw some seriously awesome stuff, and basically just had a good time.
Yeah, I like the episode title you put on the outline: "Soaked, Starry-Eyed, and Seriously Stuffed." Our Disney holiday adventure.
Yep.
Is it that really kind of summed it all up?
Yeah. And this is episode 25, by the way.
For those of you who are keeping count, I'm not keeping count. I have a wife who does that for me.
Yeah.
So we headed down to Orlando. We were originally going down the 7th through the 13th, and then we decided to go down on the 6th because it opened up a lot more possibilities in terms of flights. But that left us having to get a hotel at the last minute, and it was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah, I got a really great rate, which didn't surprise me with the hotel it is. We stayed at the Spot X by Red Roof Hotel on International Drive. It's pretty much a kind of across the street from the Vineyard Outlets.
Yeah.
It was a basic room.
It was a basic room. It was a comfortable bed. I liked the pillows. That bathroom was gigantic.
Yeah.
Simple, but gigantic.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have fit 10 people in that bathroom.
I got the feeling that it was an older building and like gutted and redone or something. Just from the way the outside looked, but the inside looked relatively new.
So it's kind of like Meg said, it's on International Boulevard. It's pretty much right in between Universal and Disney. I thought the continental breakfast was lovely. There's also very inexpensive hot breakfast items if you wish to purchase them, because breakfast was included. We always liked places where breakfast is included.
Always. They do have shuttles that will take you to either City Walk for the old OG Universal Resort Parks or over to Epic. But for Disney, they did something weird. They only had shuttles to Animal Kingdom and EPCOT. And then they recommended you used Disney transportation after that. But that doesn't work until 11 o'clock. So it's weird.
Yeah, it was odd. We didn't have to take advantage of it because we went right over first thing in the morning to our resort the following day. But before we headed to Walt Disney World proper, we had a wonderful meal at Ford's.
Yes.
A wonderful meal.
Yeah. And at first, I think when I Google mapped it, it didn't look like there was a whole lot nearby, except there was that Outback that we pretty much walked in the parking lot of. And I was like, I don't want an Outback. I know he's not going to want an Outback. What are we going to end up eating? And when we pulled in with the lift, because we took a lift from the airport, I saw the Fords there, and I was like, hey, look, right there in the corner. How handy.
Yeah, decent reviews. Everybody raved about the burgers. It was roughly a 10-minute walk from the hotel. Not the nicest evening. A portent of things to come, as it were.
Yes.
But we wandered over there and got sat pretty quick. The ambiance inside the place is fantastic. It's all automobilia.
Ford,
to
as
the
in
point,
the Ford company.
right? To the point where over the bar
There's a Ford.
There's a Ford Model A over the bar.
Yeah.
Tires spinning and everything. Yeah. Very nice service. A shout out to Juan. I asked Juan if I could get a couple of clean coasters because I collect coasters of the places we go. He came back with a stack of coasters and a shot glass,
which was awesome.
Yeah, and the food was great, and the service, like service to me is a big part of the whole equation, and everybody was very nice. The service was good.
No, it was good.
Yeah.
I mean, we never waited really for anything. The ambiance was a little loud, but there was nothing to soak up any noise in there.
No, and the doors were open.
Yeah, to the rain outside.
Yeah.
But like all the way down to your napkins were shop rags. Like literally, if you go to Home Depot, there's a big bag of red things called shop rags, and that was your napkin.
Yeah, that was the napkin. But yeah, the food was excellent, and we got done with dinner, headed back over to the hotel, and got set to go.
Yeah. Yep, made sure we're all set for the next morning, got a good night's sleep, and then off we went to Port Orleans Riverside.
So the last when we went down 5 years ago, we stayed at French Quarter. It was very, very nice. But before we decided to stay in French Quarter, I really wanted to stay at Port Orleans. So when Meg said we had the opportunity to stay at Port Orleans, I was like, cool. Wow, it's a broad, sprawling resort. Think of Caribbean beach, with an extra lagoon tied onto it. But if you could get over that, it really was beautiful. Just gorgeous. The buildings, the grounds, and lovely staff.
Yeah, I mean the staff was wonderful. I mean when you pull up it, the theming Port Orleans Riverside is one of two things: either your old Southern, grand white mansion-esque house, or your basic rustic bayou home. Because you have the alligator bayou section and you have the mansion section. We were in the mansion section. The lobby area was beautiful with the Christmas tree and everything else. But at the same time, nothing over the top, nothing that what made me go, wow, but yet it was gorgeous.
No, and the thing that I found the oddest about the entry hall there is how large it was, and there's nothing going on.
Right, it was like a big tree in the middle and a big circle.
Big empty space.
Yeah. So I don't know if they have events in there or if they like play games in there sometimes, but there wasn't a lot going on in there.
Nope.
And then the three food establishments are butted up right against each other and have more theming than the lobby.
Yeah, I mean, what tripped me out was the, if you want to call it it's not really the food court, but I guess
Riverside Mill Food Court is actually what the name is.
So it is the food court. It happens so slowly that you don't really notice it, but as you look around, there's the big water wheel outside, and it's slowly spinning. Water's coming off of it and stuff. And then you look up and you see there's this gigantic shaft and series of cogs and gears, and there's all this stuff that's slowly turning all the way down the peak of the food court. And once I figured that out, I was
and there was a fan at the other end, right?
Yeah. It was.
I did not notice as Rob had to point it all out to me.
Yeah, it was great. It was a little something.
You kind of went from like the mansion-esque decor of the lobby, and then as you walked down the hallway, it kind of got a little more rustic until you hit the main restaurant, and you had the big like 6x6 beams and the big rustic area where like you were in a mill.
Yeah.
The food was okay.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Um,
We had breakfast there every day, except for that one day
right. When we did
because
beignets.
we had beignets, and that was the other trip. So it was a 15-minute walk, right? A 15-minute walk from our room to warm, fresh, powdered sugar beignets.
Right. We took the boat though, but it would have been a 15-minute walk. Or 5 minutes to the boat.
No, we walked.
Did we?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, yeah, we did. Anyway, you also could have taken the boat. Yeah, but the Riverside, we had breakfast there every day. We had dinner there. We'll get to it later. One evening. And it was good. The food was very good. By the time we ate it, it was a little chilly or room temperature, but that was just because of circumstances, not how it was served to us. Quick service was convenient. I've only heard good things about boat rights, though we did not eat there. Want to tell them about our room? What room did we have, Rob? We had the royal room.
We had a royal room. You pressed a little button in the headboards and these fiber optic fireworks went off. I couldn't stop pressing the button.
He was having too much fun with the button. So we get there and he's looking around and he's like, this is a really kind of a cool room. I'm like, yeah, it's a royal room. Then I'm pointing out all the little tidbits that if you've watched any video on Riverside, you've seen them. You know, the carpet is a carpet, but it's got a part of magic carpet in there. The faucets are Aladdin's lamp. There's portraits of all the princesses.
So many. It's like every time we came back to the room, we saw something else.
Right. You know, the silhouette of the princes and just...
You know, and so here's the thing. Parts of that resort are undergoing renovations. We did not hear nor see anything while we were there. The rooms are looking their age and well worn and well loved. That was the thing that struck me. I just I thought of all the rooms we've stayed in.
Yeah.
While we've been on property, probably the most excellent in terms of theming.
Oh yeah.
Even if, you know, princesses is not your thing.
Right. And
just so well done.
Oh, very well, much well done. And I mean, even outside, the mansions themselves are gorgeous and the big green areas in the front of them. And it's all right along the Saskaluga River. They're the oldest rooms we've stayed in.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, no, 5 years ago, French Quarter hadn't been done yet. I think it still had carpet. I can't remember. But they're one of the oldest rooms. And right now, they've done most of Alligator Bayou and they're starting to hit the mansions and redo them. I just hope they keep the charm.
Yeah, because it's a beautiful,
the royal room.
It's a beautiful area. We didn't make it out to the kiddie park section. But the couple of times that we were walking by and the weather was nice, there was just lots of laughter and squealing. So I can only imagine that it was doing what it was supposed to do, which is be entertaining. The water park, little water park-esque thing they had there.
The pool on Old Man Island. Yeah.
Looked really cool.
It was very cool. I walked out there one morning and just took pictures.
Yeah, and early morning, mid-afternoon, late evening, just an enchanted area. A lot of fun to wander around. And yeah, I'd definitely stay there again.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't even contemplate a pool while we were down there, which you'll hear more about probably as we go on, because it was a little chilly the entire time we were down there, and a little rainy for the good half of that time we were down there. So it really wasn't pool weather. It is a huge resort. I think the biggest problem is if you're really far out in the mansions or really far out in Alligator Bayou, getting to the main lobby, you may be actually better off catching one of the buses and taking the loop, depending on where you are. Or it's going to be a long walk back to the lobby area.
Yeah, that was another thing. So it wasn't really a very, very busy time of year, the week that we went down there.
No.
But very challenging in terms of the bus transportation, a couple of days where we had either a 15-minute wait for a bus or the bus pulled in and was so packed that we couldn't get on it. And there's 4 stops.
North, south, east, and west.
West, yeah. So, yeah, depending upon where you're staying, you could wind up being the 3rd stop or the 4th stop. And yeah, did we get where we needed to go? Always. Just sometimes it wasn't as quickly as we wanted to.
Right. And the first couple of days, we were the last stop, and then we realized that the 3rd stop was actually a little closer, so we started going there.
Yeah.
Because the maps aren't to scale, so it took us a little bit to figure that out. But yeah, we would definitely stay there again. I mean, is it my favorite resort? No. But I would stay there again.
Yeah.
But there really hasn't been a resort that I wouldn't stay there again yet either.
True. Very true.
But if I had to pick between French Quarter and Riverside, which one would you pick?
I'd go back to Port Orleans.
Yeah, Riverside. Yeah. French Quarter.
No. Where we were. Yeah.
Oh, see, I'd go to French Quarter.
Oh, no.
I just like how small it is.
Well, that's why we're married. So we like different things.
Yeah. See, I'd go back to French Quarter because I like the intimacy of it all. Yeah.
So we're going to start to talk about the hits and misses from the trip. And we did something really, really special this time that we've talked about doing every time we've gone down there. This time we finally did it.
Yeah.
We took the Wild Africa Trek at Animal Kingdom. And so worth it. So worth it.
So instead of, because we kind of went through our day by day and what we planned on doing in prior episodes, we were just going to do our 5 top hits from the trip and our 5 top misses for the trip. And our number 1 hit is the Wild Africa Trek.
Yep.
The Wild Africa Trek was how long was it? 3 hours?
Every bit of 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A blend of walking tour and guided truck tour with 2 cast members as guides. And you walked through the backstage area of Kilimanjaro Safari, and then you kind of had a private little tiny safari on a truck where you had a stop for lunch in the middle.
So it was Maddie and
Francis,
yes, were our 2 cast member guides, and they were phenomenal, absolutely fantastic. There's a period of time at the beginning when they're getting you into all your safety gear, and they repeat the same thing over and over and over again to everybody who's in your party. But got all the gear together, got set to go, and off we went. And it's interactive. You're actually in the exhibit itself. If you've ever taken the Kilimanjaro Safari around, you're in there.
Right.
The safari ride goes underneath you at one point.
What completely. And then where we have lunch, the animals could have walked right up to the building we were in and the porch we were on. We were 8 feet in the air.
No, it wasn't that
6
high
feet,
in the air.
But just so they couldn't get to us really, and we couldn't get to them. But
yeah, they have this
right
very, it was a very interesting system they have. They actually look like plants, but they're not. They're actually wires, like flat metal blades that stick up out of the ground, almost look like plants.
Yeah.
But, the animals won't or can't walk through them, essentially. But while we were enjoying our lunch, the animals came right up to this, viewing area where we were. Just, fantastic. So much fun.
Yeah. And it started out, we're backstage, we saw the hippos. They kind of had the hippos do a couple of tricks for us. A 3rd cast member was there he was the hippo caretaker, to tell us more about the hippos. At that point, he would have talked about the crocodiles as well, but they were having
Their annual checkups.
Crocodile Palooza or something. The Crocapalooza.
Crocapalooza.
Which is their annual checkups. Then we walked more through the whole area, and then we had to walk over the alligator pits and the hippo area with the rope bridges.
Yeah, the rope bridges were trippy.
They're trippy. I'm terrified of heights, and they're true rope bridges. But I'm not ropes. They're probably on cables, and you're tied off. I mean, you cannot fall down.
Oh yeah. I've done some climbing. I frequently have to wear safety harnesses for work. I felt completely and totally at ease. They're very, very well trained. The rigs were comfortable and secure, so I never felt any kind of, fear. But yeah, you're up there. And that one rope bridge was like about 150 feet long.
Right.
And you get a boing and boing.
Right.
By the time you get to the middle of it.
I slowed for a little bit because what was swimming underneath us? The hippos, right?
Yeah.
The female hippos were underneath us.
They were hippos.
So I was kind of looking at them. And the only reason why I could walk across is because I knew everything that Rob just said about the safety. I knew. In my heart and soul, I knew I was fine. It's the only reason why I made it across. When I got it across, there was a third team member at the center, rope bridge, center spot, rope bridge. And at the center spot, there was another team member. And she's like, do you want to slow down and take my picture? I was like, nope, I'm going to keep walking.
I'm just going to keep riding.
But when I stopped, I was like, a man designed this rope bridge.
Yeah,
and she's like,
what
apart. Makes you say that? It's like the steps between the planks in some spots, because it's very realistic, like it's falling apart, are very wide. And some of them I really felt like I was stretching my legs. And I'm 5'5". And you can be 8 years old and take this. You could have tiny little legs at 8-year-old. Remember Katie at 8? She had tiny little legs.
There's a reason why they break it up that way too.
Oh, I know.
So you can't get a cadence going while you're going across the bridge.
Oh, completely and totally.
Really get bouncing.
Really get bouncing. And there was no more than 2 people on the bridge at a time, so it wouldn't bounce.
Yeah, it was great. And so the meal, they serve the meal in this traditional lunch container that's called a tiffin, and the food was fantastic. We sat with 2 other ladies who were on the tour with us, had a lovely conversation. Just fantastic. I felt very well looked after. I felt pampered.
Well, and something I didn't tell you, I think, until that day, because you looked at me like they know I have a shellfish allergy. A week before our trip started, I received an email asking if there was any food allergies, intolerances, dietary restrictions that they needed to be aware of. Rob's allergic to shellfish. I let them know. So his tiffin was specially marked because there was shrimp in the tiffin. So it was in my tiffin and not yours.
Yeah, and they handled everything perfectly.
Right.
And then so part of the fee, the extra cost that you pay to take the trek, comes with a card you take with you, so you can download all the photos. And Maddie and Francis were trading off with the camera. Both of them were excellent photographers.
Excellent photographers.
And the pictures. The pictures were great.
The pictures are amazing.
Don't even bother taking a camera with you. It's totally not worth it. Because I went back and forth. Do I want to take the camera? Do I not want to take the camera? And I'm glad I didn't, because it allowed me to be more in the moment as we were going through the exhibit and taking the tour. And no regrets afterwards looking at the photos. It's just fantastic.
And the photos are of the animals, which were wonderful. But
Yeah,
there were
and of us.
also candid,
Yeah.
as I was about to say, candid pictures of all the people on the trip. And how many were there of us? 10?
There were 10 of us, yeah.
Right. So it's not like this overwhelming number of people either.
Yeah, and definitely something that I'm glad we did. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. Oh, that was the thing. One of the guys that was on our trek was on his 87th trek. He took a trek the first week that they were offered, at the park, whatever year that was. This was his 87th. I was in awe.
Now he's also a photographer.
Yeah.
So he was carrying a camera rig with him, and he was taking
rig.
some, really getting in there and taking photos and stuff. So that's why he goes. But yeah.
87 times. Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. So now we're going to segue into hit number 2. And there was one other thing that we really wanted to do, and we were talking about planning this trip out months and months and months ago. And we did the Christmas celebration at Magic Kingdom, but we had never done Jollywood Nights at Disney Studios. And we did it.
Yep.
And boy, did we do it.
So we did Jollywood Nights at Hollywood Studios, and we had a great night. It was the Wednesday night of our trip. Basics, it's the other Christmas party at Walt Disney World. I think there was only, 8 evenings of it. It's not like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party where it's 3 nights a week for a month and a half. There's not as many parties. We got dressed up.
Yes, we wore costumes.
Rob
fun.
Looked very dapper in a vest. Red, of course, to match my
absolutely beautiful
1940s dress.
Yes.
It's so much fun. The decorations. There's something about Hollywood Studios decorations. I mean, they're very retro. They're very 1940s, 1950s. Like you're expecting to see what's the blow? Is it not blow up? It's blow molded Santa Clauses.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of quiche that the whole shtick. Yeah. That, you experience when you go to Hollywood Studios. That's wonderful.
But at the same point in time, it's done in such a way that really very, very magical, very entertaining. Everywhere we went in the park, Toy Story Land especially, I thought was really decked out. Again, nice thing about an event like this, you're paying a premium to attend. We used it as basically our ticket into that particular park for our stay when we were down there. But more importantly, all your pictures are included. So wherever we wandered, bang, 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 there were photographers every place. And really, it was fun. It was really fun.
No, you were going to say something?
I was going to talk about the most amazing part.
What?
Of Jollywood Nights.
Which was what?
That Jack Skellington puppet.
Yeah, he was blown away by that.
So, and I'm not, I'm pretty jaded. I'm not easily impressed by stuff like that. The Nightmare Before Christmas sing-along. We stood online, wasn't sure we were going to get in, and then we got in, and it was nice the way we all filtered in there because we were pretty much in the center of the room. And the show began. And the show's going on for, 5, 6, 7 minutes or so, when all of a sudden curtains begin to part on the stage right side of the stage, and out walks Jack. And the whole entire room, you remember this?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody, almost in unison. This was a puppet that they had issues with when they first debuted it. Thankfully, everything was worked out. There's definitely at least one human operator inside of it, but the way the head was able to move, the facial expressions, as I said to a friend I was talking to a couple of days ago, the articulation of the hands. You could see where the poles were that were making the arms go up and down, but it was the articulation of the fingers, the way the hands twisted at the wrist.
Now it's the same puppet they use for the beginning of the show on Mickey's Very Scary Halloween party
Yeah.
on the castle stage. But the problem is you're so far away. Really, no matter where you are. It's Jack. You know it's Jack, but you can't see him very well.
Yeah. So we were probably about 30 feet away.
So
it was amazing.
So the difference, so you know it's the same puppet, but you can't, when you see him this close,
amazing.
It's just such a different experience. And it was just fun. And the show itself is wonderful. I mean, the only thing spoken is the lyrics.
Yeah.
The sing-along part.
Yeah.
There are 2 cast members who are pantomiming.
Yeah. They're pantomiming
a
everything
story.
that's going on.
And a full story. And you're following along with the storyline. And they haven't said anything. I mean, Jack kind of gives you an intro of like they're about to have a nightmare. But that's
the
it.
Projections, because they play a number of tunes from the show, and the projections were fantastic.
Oogie Boogie does come out.
Oogie Boogie. Man, that's one ugly puppet.
Well, he's Oogie Boogie. He's like a walking
ugly
booger.
Yeah, he's like a walking booger. That's one way. That's one way of looking at it.
Yeah, but it's a great experience.
And I've seen Tinkerbell. That was the other thing. I just felt it was a fantastic evening.
No, I mean, and we experienced it all. We got there at 5. We went on Slinky Dog. We went on Rise of the Resistance. Those are the only 2 rides that we really wanted to go on. And by then, the party had started at 7. And we walked over to the Soiree at the Tip Top Club with the Ghost Band. And we just listened to that wonderful band for a while.
Listen to
with
the band
our champagne drinks.
With our champagne cocktails.
I was swaying a little bit. And this year, they have 2 dancers there that are bringing the guests out to dance with them to get the more interactive.
That was a lot of fun.
With the people.
Yeah, that was fun.
We stopped by Rock and Roller Coaster and saw the Latin band.
And they were great.
The Holiday Festiva, they were great.
Yeah, and that whole area, the way they had that all decked out.
Oh yeah,
in and over there, I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
and then there was the food.
Yeah, the food was good.
We were very full.
Yep.
When we left. Oh, and we were able to carve out 25 minutes at Baseline.
Well, they had special holiday food we had to try.
Yeah, it was great.
And I think in some ways, well, for me, the holiday show with Kermit and Miss Piggy was excellent.
And
well worth the.
Right. And then as we talked about after the fact, so there's a scene where they bring out this door unit, and the door unit has an upper section and a lower section. And the upper section's open and the lower section's closed. And Kermit's in the upper section. And Kermit does his bit. And then the door spins and opens.
The whole thing so a human can walk through.
But Kermit's gone.
Rob's like, where'd Kermit go?
And I'm like, all right, that was kind of slick.
Where'd Kermit go?
Because I was watching.
Yes, you were watching.
And and you couldn't see how they did it. It was a lot of fun. And also the projections on the Hollywood Hotel with Tomorrow Tower.
Yeah, there was like 3 different shows.
Yeah, they were. And so you can see those projections from the majority of the park. And they have the music themed and pumped all through the park. So, you could be standing down the end of Main Street there, the Hollywood Avenue.
Yeah, Hollywood Boulevard.
Right. You could be standing down the end looking at the tower. You're still hearing the music as the show's going on.
Right. And the snow's falling and everything else. It was great. It was absolutely fabulous.
Yeah.
I just lost my train of thought completely. Dun, ta-da.
It's left the station.
Yep, the train's left the station. It's all gone.
It really did. In many ways, it felt like a really special date night.
It did
for the 2.
Our only complaint that evening was the fact that it was 45 degrees.
Yeah. But we had the presence of mind to go to Disney Springs early in the day and get layers.
Yeah.
Thank goodness we had layers.
Yeah.
Because, we spent all this time coming up with these costumes and not putting a jacket on over it.
Right. So we got heat tech at the Uniqlo store.
Yeah.
And Rob was toasty warm.
Very toasty.
I was still a little chilly because it's made to be worn underneath something, and my dress was sleeveless. So, I mean, I had the heat tech sleeves on. But yeah, Rob was toasty warm. Our third hit was our evening trip to Magic Kingdom and the Happily Ever After fireworks. One of the reasons why we added a day is because I realized that we were kind of pinned into doing certain things certain days because of Jollywood Nights and the Wild Africa Trek. So we had no opportunity to see fireworks at Magic Kingdom except for Sunday night, and if we got our butt there early.
Yep.
So that's what we did. And so we spent Sunday day at EPCOT, and then we went over to Magic Kingdom to see the fireworks.
And that was fantastic. That new Tinkerbell outfit. Yeah, watching Tinker fly.
Oh yeah,
really, really cool. Got to ride the train.
Well, yeah, that was on our day trip, but
right.
But the Happily Ever After fireworks, we had never seen Happily Ever After. When we went 5 years ago, they'd already ended Happily Ever After and had that fill-in fireworks show getting ready for the 50th anniversary.
Yep.
Then we saw the 50th anniversary fireworks a couple times, which were fun.
Good.
They were good.
They were good.
They were good. But, but everybody's always Happily Ever After, Happily Ever After. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Those were excellent fireworks show.
It was an amazing, amazing show. Between the fireworks, the projections, the lighting, the lasers, just, soup to nuts, a fantastic show. About 12, 13 minutes.
Yeah, something like that.
In length.
And when I just realized that I did not put on this, oh my goodness, I don't know what I was thinking.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up anyway.
Okay, go for it.
One of the reasons why we went there at night was so that we could see the new improved electrical parade. And we got there a little tight on time, but they didn't shoo us off the porch of what's that building?
We were Tony's Town Square.
Right. We were
on the porch of Tony Town Square.
We were up on the porch, so we had a really, really good view, and we're right there at the beginning of the parade. And holy cow. One float better than the next. Again, a beautiful intertwining of physical performance, the lighting effects, the automation within the floats themselves, just mind-boggling, and yeah, hats off. Did a fantastic job. It's a beautiful parade.
It's a beautiful parade, and I know that they've tweaked some of it since it first went, because I saw videos and friends went when it first went, and they've changed the waves before the Moana one, and these work much better. It was just wonderful. And now like Rob said, we were up on the porch, so we're the full width of the sidewalk, and then the staircase up away. So we're not close, but because we're higher, we can see it. It's great. And that night, after the parade, we wandered down and just went right to the edge of the hub, and that's where we saw the fireworks.
Yep.
Then we realized we were hungry. So we hung a left, and we went over to Pecos Bill.
And we had a really good meal.
We had a really good meal.
At Pecos Bill's. But then as we were getting out of Pecos Bill's, we hear all this noise because they're running the parade the second time around. So
right.
So we got to see the tail end, and we were right on top of the floats this time. And that was...
And half the people were there because most people had left. And it was great to see it from that street level.
And from that perspective.
Yeah.
Looking up at the stuff instead of looking
down on it, or straight at it.
Right.
Yeah. It was a wonderful perspective. And then the walk on Pirates of the Caribbean. It was a great evening.
Yeah. And you cried.
I cried. I cried at the fireworks. And yeah, I got very, very verklempt. It's been a long time since I felt verklempt like that. It was good.
All right. Hit number 4.
Number 4.
Food.
what Rob was going for.
Yeah, I think I came back 8 pounds heavier, 10 pounds heavier.
I didn't bother weighing myself on either end of that trip because I knew.
Yeah. Part of the thing we always do when we're going to any of the festivals is we look at all the special food offerings. We knew we were going to do the cookie stroll. And more on the cookie stroll in a moment. We knew we were going to do a sampling of lots of beverages.
Yes.
And the eats that they had around EPCOT as well.
Right. We knew we were trying the two new pubs. We knew we wanted to hit Jock Lindsay's for their holiday whatevers.
Yeah. So Jock Lindsay's was fantastic. Yeah, never disappoints. La Hacienda.
Right.
Excellent service, ginormous portions.
Right.
I felt bad because there was no way I was finishing.
Right. La Hacienda, Decent, and Gel. We went there after Animal Kingdom. I don't know. We went to Epcot almost every day. And we were hungry. We realized we had a great lunch, but we didn't have dinner and we were starving. And there was a walk-up, and we got the walk-up. And this is the Mexican restaurant in Mexico over the water.
Yeah, and noisy inside, but great staff.
Great margaritas.
And like I said, huge portions. Definitely felt like we got our money's worth and then some.
Yep. And our margaritas to go.
And Geyser Point. So we took the boat out to Wilderness Lodge because we wanted to hang out at Geyser Point and see the electric water parade, which was hokey.
That's an understatement. But very different from the last time I saw it.
From the last time, yeah.
When each float or each creature had its own float. So there was like 6 or 7 floats that went past you.
Right. So now what they have is they have a series of barges, and the barges have large arrays on them. And I love the way they do it because you see nothing. You see these 2 poles, and you don't see anything in between the poles.
No, you went, it's here. And I was like, what's here?
What's here? And then all of a sudden they begin to light up and the music plays. But we went out to Geyser Point so we could see the parade. And we had fantastic beverages and good noshas.
Chipotle barbecue bison meatballs were wonderful.
They were.
Those were so good.
They were fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. We also stopped at Geo 81. Trippy place.
Yeah.
And it's got like a speakeasy kind of entrance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you have to know what you're looking for. And if I hadn't watched some videos, right, I would not have known.
You would have walked right by the doorway.
Yeah, or especially with the doorway we walked in. Because we walked in the opposite doorway.
Yeah. Yeah. So the truffled ahi tuna was fantastic. Well, once again, I had tuna several times on this trip. I was never disappointed in any of the places where we had it.
The drinks were good. The service was excellent. It's expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive, but you know what? Like you said, the cocktails were excellent. The food was excellent. The service was excellent.
I love the decor. I love the way it looks from outside when you're looking up at Spaceship Earth.
Yeah. I'm glad. I'm glad we stopped there.
Yeah. Yeah. And for us, it would probably be high on our list to do every time we went. That or La Cava. But at the same time, it is expensive, so I could see why people would avoid it to some extent. And of course, it is 21 and older. But that also for us is
part of the allure. Yeah. Yeah. And then, we talked an awful lot about it, but that tiffin meal, that was fantastic. Yep. And then that first meal we had when we were down there at Ford's.
Yeah. And then what I also, our candlelight processional meal was at Chefs de France.
Yeah.
Which was fun. Our waiter was Francois.
No. Maxine.
And why I thought
Maxine.
Francie. Maxine. He'd only been there a
2
week.
weeks. Yeah,
2 weeks. And so I would say our service was slightly off, but barely
Not off
noticeable.
in a way that I would never go there again.
No, like barely noticeable. Like I saw him go toward ask somebody a question more than I happened to notice that. If I hadn't noticed it, I probably wouldn't have noticed that the surface was a little off.
Yeah. But a fantastic meal. And so we've never had brunch/lunch there before.
No, I got the steak frites, which were just the steak was just amazing.
It's fantastic.
And you got the Popeye? No, I can't remember. You got but it was very good. I love Chef Stefran's.
Yes, it was the beef bourguignon.
Oh, yep. I should have realized that. Hit number 5 was the evening of our Animal Kingdom, and something that will always be a special spot in our hearts, the Tree of Life projection show for the holidays.
Yeah, it's just I know they spent a significant amount of time mapping that tree, but the way they craft the projections, the story that unfolds before you, and what's really interesting is it doesn't really matter where you take the show in from, whatever spot you are around the tree, because you can see it from a couple of different locations, but just amazing. Just amazing. And not just so much the projections, but they also have all these lighting effects within the tree. They employ those at various points during the show.
Like the twinkles.
And it just adds an extra layer of wow. Yeah, it was
and these were different shows.
Yeah.
So they've rehabbed it in the 3 years since we've been for the holidays.
Yeah. And it was one of those how'd they do that moments.
Yeah.
I thought. And then we went to Yak and Yeti again. That was yummy. Spicy, but yummy.
Yep.
Yeah, it was I got a little adventurous on that meal.
Yep. I tried his and I was like, oh, nope. Our honorable mentions, because we had a great trip. And
we did.
And when we get to the misses are misses for Disney. They're not misses in way many people think of as misses.
I don't know.
Some of them were.
I don't know.
Anyway, honorable mentions. Tron. Rob's first try in Tron.
Beautiful ride. So smooth. Exhilarating. The launch was impressive. But a lot of people comment that it's only like a 63-second ride or something like that.
Yeah.
It does feel like it's longer. I know it's not as long as one of the other Trons, I think, in Japan, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I love the theming, the ride vehicle, and this is weird too. So we sat on the ride vehicle a couple of years ago when we were down there. They had those samples out in front of Space Mountain.
Because we were just missing the opening.
Yeah. And I felt kind of constricted and uncomfortable in it. And I guess they tweaked it a little bit because I didn't feel that at all. I felt just as comfortable as if I was on Pandora, but I'm being flown around a track at 60 miles an hour.
Right.
Yeah. And that was, and it's a screamer. It's a screamer coaster too. Yeah. People are howling the entire.
Oh yeah. You were howling the whole time.
The entire ride.
The whole time.
And then Tiana's Bayou Adventure. So we knew we were going to go on that ride because it's a new ride, and we were watching everybody going on it when we were in California, but it was just too cold to get that wet.
And our Magic Kingdom day, it was warmer.
It was warmer.
So we were all set to go on it.
So we braved it, and we got online, and we've wandered our way through the queue. The queue was great.
Queue was amazing.
The queue was so much fun, but we wander our way through. We can see the ride
logs.
Vehicles.
Yep.
We can see the logs, and all of a sudden everything stops. We're like, So sure enough, they shut the ride down, We wandered away and found something else to do, but we went back and we did it. And okay, so I didn't know much about the ride. I didn't watch the video. I think you did.
Well, I mean, it's the same path as the old ride.
Yeah.
But it
I
feels
forgot
very
about
different.
the other drops.
Yeah, everybody did. Well, especially the people behind us or next to us. It's this one. It's this one. No, it's this one. They were hilarious.
Yeah.
I was dying. They were so funny.
The final drop, I mean, it is significant. And the first third of the drop is in total blackness. You could barely make out any light down the end of the tube. And then all of a sudden you see you're only a third of the way down. You still got longer to go.
Well, it's also like because you crashed and the sun hits your eyes and you're blinded, and then you're going to put back into dark as you crest. So
the theming on the ride is fantastic. It just so hate to keep using the word magical, but just fantastic. Yeah.
We had so much fun doing two things: the cookie stroll and the Olaf scavenger hunt.
The scavenger hunt.
And at first, I kept told Rob I want to do the scavenger hunt, and I think he was looking at me like, "Okay, sure. What are you talking about?"
And then we happened to be wandering through Communicore
Hall,
and we saw
the first Olaf.
The first Olaf. Oh, okay.
I'm like, Rob, we're looking for that. He's like, "Oh, okay." Oh. So then I got the disc and we started looking.
And
you were very good at finding him.
Yeah, we were. It was, and sometimes it was pretty challenging too.
Yeah.
But it was a great way, and abbreviated, but it was a great way to visit all the countries.
Right.
And
especially to keep a kid occupied while you're...
And soak up a little holiday cheer at the same time. So that was an awful lot of fun. And the cookie stroll.
So we didn't get all the cookies we wanted to get because some of the lines were crazy long.
Just
so like
nuts.
We never got the Linzer cookie because it was looked like a 2-hour long line.
Yeah, and then with the prototype.
And the
chocolate wafers.
The Communicore Hall, that whatever cookie booth was in there.
Yeah.
The gingerbread of Spaceship Earth is amazing, but the lines for the cookies were crazy pants.
Yeah, it was like and I like me a good cookie. I don't like standing online for 45 minutes for that good cookie. So,
right.
And that was kind of where we
But we ended up getting the two cookies from the Hanukkah booth.
Yeah.
Because I can't pronounce that word. The black and white, which I grew up on, and what can't I think of their name? It was raspberry. Rugula. The rugula, which you loved.
Yeah.
And so it all worked. It was absolutely amazing.
What did the rugula taste like, Meg?
I don't know, Rob. You wouldn't share with me.
That's right.
Because you were mean.
I wasn't mean. I was focused.
Yeah. And he also loved the cranberry raisin oatmeal, which was at where Goofy Christmas was. The line that the night we finished the cookie stroll was really long to get the award, the present, whatever it was. And I thought it was just a dessert. So we left. And the next day, Rob's like, do we want to go back just to get like an ice cream? And I'm like, well, let me see what it is. And then we found out what it was. So we went back and got it.
Yeah, so it's cool. There was a little card attached to this spatula, and the spatula has a special Cookie Stroll logo on it. But a couple of times we got these mini M&M treat tubes, and so the cookie recipe was
for mini M&Ms that we got at Jollywood Nights.
Yeah, and that was, and then so we went over to Disney Springs a couple of times,
right?
Just because we love Disney Springs. The Christmas tree stroll was a trip. Just every single tree has a theme. You get a pamphlet, and you have to basically peel a sticker off and stick it on every tree and what that particular tree was. Again, a really neat way of seeing all of Disney Springs, and kind of kind of interactive.
Right.
And you had to stare at every tree.
Right. And if you had a magic band on, a lot of the trees, if you did a circle with your hand, it would
do a
do something or say something.
Yeah.
But there was the one tree that was not a tree. It wasn't a tree.
So they had a guy wandering around with this remote controlled Christmas tree.
No. I'm talking about the tree that wasn't a tree in the stroll.
Oh.
The Disney Destiny. Remember they had a beautiful model of the Disney Destiny, and it's one of the Christmas trees. I'm like, this is a ship. It's not.
It's
a
not
tree.
A tree. That's true.
That's what I was talking about. But yes, they also had a great guy with the remote control. He was awesome.
So, little like 2-foot square motorized base, and sticking up out of it is this like 5 foot tall or so pine tree, and the pine tree is sort of jointed in the center, so that it almost looks like when it's tipping back, it looks like it's talking. The gentleman the operator was deft. He was fantastic. He was talking into a little tiny mouthpiece that he was just holding up to his mouth, and he had his right hand inside of this satchel, and that's where all the gizmos for the tree was. But he knew his geography. Yeah,
because you told him what small town you're from. He's like, "You're from Michigan?" I'm like, "How'd you know it was Michigan?" Or
he was interacting. He was letting the kids hug him. He was posing for pictures with people and just wandering around.
Douglas fir.
Yeah, Douglas fir.
And he would ask for hugs from adults, which was always funny because then the adults felt the mom felt they had to give Douglas fir a hug, but it's a tree. It's prickly. So the looks on their faces was always priceless.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. So once again, it was just that little extra boom.
Something. Yep. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful. Well, folks, that was our 5 hits from our Disney holiday adventure. And we're at an hour, so I think we're going to call it a night and come back next week to hear about our 5 misses.
So we have a new ending. At least that's what it says at the end of the notes here.
It says new ending.
New ending. Oh, you go first.
Thank you for listening to The Adventures of 2 Gray Mice. Please leave a rating and review wherever you listen.
You can follow us on Instagram at 2 Gray Mice Podcast.
You can send any questions about anything you want to listen or questions you have or planning your next vacation to 2, the number 2, graymice@gmail.com.
Until next time, I am Rob.
And I'm Meg.
And together we are the 2 Gray Mice. I had to do that.
And together? Thanks, honey. Well, see you folks until our next adventure.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you for listening to The Adventures of 2 Gray Mice. We would love it if you could please leave us a rating or review wherever you listen to this podcast. For all your vacation needs at Disney, Universal, or cruise lines, please reach out to Meg at megandthemouse.com. Have a great week.